Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, July 18th. Gotta get the volume balance right. Nope, not repeat that. Okay. I'm using the web player for Monster Cat today instead of Foobar, so I'm not sure on the volume balance, but it is Tuesday, July 18th, 2017, and let's get started. So, yeah, let's get our the Visual Studio up. Yep, it's Tim Hortons. That's what happens when you have like 3 of them in walking distance. Again, 3 Tim Hortons in walking distance, 4 Subways. I'm not sure what that means. I can't remember if I said this joke on the stream or not, but yeah. I know I said it somewhere. Okay. So what we're working on yesterday was more of the cross streams level decorations. Oops, wrong way. So now we have a road system that goes up to here. I'll probably have a little red carpet, something. Maybe even have it be off axis. Maybe not. No, I probably won't be on axis. Maybe just a smaller axis. Anyway, yeah. Where I'll be kind of on top, so you can kind of see a little bit of depth to it. I also have to finish the rest of this to here. We're gonna have the rest of this be courtyard, apart from the 2 pillars and the ceiling. And then we gotta do the cathedral, and then we'll be done with cross streams for the level decoration. At that point, we're going to need to do the so people say Tim Hortons equals Burger King. I don't know if they actually completed the sale or not. I think they did, so I think you're right. Restaurant Brand International. Burger King, Tim Hortons, and the Popeyes. Okay. So they actually did, okay. Because I heard it started and there was some controversy about it. But I guess that was cleared up like 3 years ago, apparently, according to that. Excuse me. It was originally started by a hockey player. Can you guess his name? Maybe I actually want to, at some point, I'm not sure if it would be the first release or not, but fix a lot of these kind of messed up light maps. Do a hand-created one. Like here. Or there. Oh, for a while there, my connection dropped a little bit? Okay, sorry. We actually have been having some internet problems lately here. It was mostly Wi-Fi, and I'm hardwired into the router. I mean, why would I be wireless to that thing right there when I could just drag a wire from, you know, there to there, right? Are plans planned? Not for the demo. I'm going to release a demo fairly soon, and then we're going to see how it works. Actually, another good example of crap is this here. Lack of long enough cables. I would go and buy one. Walls would be a different story, yeah. Might not have been able to like drag a cable through a wall or something, but no. So now I'm going to finish off with a bit of the road from there to there. We already modeled it, we just need to actually finish the model and light map it. Then we gotta do the 2 pillars, the carpet in the roof, and then the cathedral. Can you tell I'm not looking forward to that? Just wondering how much I'll need to do to make it still visible. Or I can just have the roof be like the cathedral roof that I'm planning and have it disappear when you get close to it. Oh no, when it comes to actual, like, when I come back to the game and I can develop it off stream, I'm planning on adding a lot of little touches like plants and stuff like that. But I'm not going to delay the push out for something like that. I really need it to go on like either a Patreon or something, or get some, you know, some value out of it, because it's yeah. And more importantly, honestly, this is a major reason. There's a lot of things I want to add to the game that I can't do on stream, or would be difficult to do on stream. Can't do on stream would be stuff that'd be NDA'd, like potentially Steam. But difficult to do on stream would be stuff like pulling apart the chunk of code that launches the game and having it be set up as more of a C++ series of events, as opposed to what is now C++ calls blueprints, blueprints calls C++, C++ calls blueprints, blueprints calls C++, C++ calls, you know, and then eventually a counter goes down and we hope they synchronize and it's good, right? I can do a lot better. But in order for me to do that, I have to turn the game offline for a pretty long chunk of time. Excuse me. Cool. Now let's open up Blender. Don't think I have anything that I need to, well, from other projects that are not public, but just in case I'm gonna, there we are, it's good. I don't think I did, okay. It's been a little while since I've done another project. Decoration Road. What's Decoration Road? Road to Castle, there we are. Okay, so this is the one that we did. The other one is here. Edit mode. Okay, so we need to go to vertex mode. And I realized I could select multiple of them, but then I have to do the, you know, select and J, create edge loop thing. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to do it one quad at a time. Doesn't take too long. And I am at one point going, or at some point, going to want to fix some of the assets in this level, like like the like little road chunks and things like that. Actually, I wonder if I can save myself a little bit of time by... Oh, cool. Let's see if it still works. No, it is. Awesome. I doubled my productivity. when you select an edge, you're really selecting both vertices. So when you select 2 edges, you're selecting 4 vertices, which can be created into a good. Okay. Now we're going to select all in this chunk here, the one in edit mode of this one object, and do remove doubles. Which then oh, why did it not remove? Oh, did I remove doubles earlier? Yeah, which makes it so, you know, it welds these vertices together. So then when I go into, actually, so we go into here, add a modifier, planar, and apply it. In edit mode here, we have n-gons, but yeah, it's good. Then we're gonna go into here and do triangulate. And apply it. Now in edit mode, we have our mesh triangulated. So we're in global. We were upside down the entire time. Okay then. What's up is down and down is up or something, I don't know. I guess I was upside down the last time I saved the camera that way, so it just thought I would want that. Right, so, oh, wait, I did it wrong. Oh, wait, too much. Decimates, planar, and then in object mode, apply, edit mode, select all edges, mark seam. Now we triangulate, so we don't have to actually select the edges by hand. We let the coplanars deal with it. Now we go into triangulate. There we are. So we select all, then we deselect the bottoms, because sorry, it's all about chest cough. Because why would we light the bottom, which is going to be sandwiched between the road and the ground, and thus never get any light at all? Why would we waste a whole bunch of texture space or light map on that when it's going to be black, right? Let's do unwrap. Bingo! Oh, wait. I knew I was forgetting something. And location will be fun. Now unwrap again, there we are. It's a lot of wasted space. You know what? I want to split this to use more texture resolution, but I'm not sure if that would be good or bad, because you'd have a seam. Is it better to have a seam, or is it better to have more resolution? Oh well. I know I could have used invert if I didn't accidentally deselect it, but I did deselect it and I don't want to do undo because I don't want to accidentally undo too far. So I'm going to just deal with it and select things by hand. And the time it took me to say that, I did it. then we do select. You know what? There we are. We'll grab that here. Then we're going to scale it down a little bit. Do we really have margins there? Okay, I guess we do. And I'll scale it up even though it's going to be black, but whatever. Okay. Now we go here. Export FBX. Selected objects. Make sure that's selected, because otherwise we'll have duplicate assets. Sure, Newcastle stairs, Newcastle, weather side, like the weather vane side. Now Unreal Engine's gonna say, hey, wait a minute. And I'll say, yes, that's correct. Import it, please. And there is no smoothing groups because it's either planar or it's on a different plane, or right? So it's gonna be a hard edge. That'd be negative 220. That lines up fine. Now we need to do road. I mean, we're already gonna have a seam there, so that makes sense, but still. Okie dokie. Yeah, this is gonna be a tricky part, but we'll do it next time. Or something. This part should be fine now. So there's a road going straight up to the castle, which you'll see a bit of here. Part of me wonders if I should have the area around the cathedral be grass or not. Part of me wants grass, part of me wants pavement. This way up to here would be pavement regardless, similar to what we did over there. Very close. It does look kind of cool in VR. And that is my plan eventually, to get VR and do check it in VR. Maybe we can get commissioned by someone to do it. It's definitely an unusual VR game. I'm not saying it's the only one that exists. Obviously, Red Alert VR demo is there too, and there's probably other people doing strategies, either turn-based or real-time, in VR, but I think it lends itself pretty well. And then also very shortly after I do the itch.io release, maybe even before I actually release it, but after I make the build for the release, I might do a Linux. Oh, I want to do a Linux version. I'm not sure exactly when it will be, whether it will be immediately after releasing an itch.io or before I release an itch.io, but after do the itch.io build. Because I don't think anyone would beat me up if I make a itch.io build and say that's my proof of concept demo. I can take things offline now, but don't actually release until I do a couple more things. Mostly for Linux. Because it also takes me time to build up a Patreon and stuff like that, especially if it ends up being tax nightmare like Twitch is. Well, Twitch isn't, the IRS is, particularly if you're not from America. Either that or I'm just reading too much into it and it's a lot more simple than I'm making it. But yeah, I do want to add more touches to the level. Maybe a couple of vegetation elements. Like little voxel shaped grass and stuff like that. Have it be instance as well, so it won't. It'll be all one draw call. Also, I'll need to reduce some of the polygon counts for some things, like the tile. I think the tile is going to be reduced significantly. Because you know it's a couple hundred polygons times 2 for every tile in the level. That's 4,000 of them, so 9,000 total. Like 9,100 total. No, 9,200 total. Sorry. I was thinking 2048, but it's 4096, right? Well, the 48 of 2048, anyway. Get the idea. See you, mate. And then I would replace it with the mesh in the level, which would be probably more of a sharp angled sides to it, so it's still bevel, but a single bevel. And probably one that goes to a point to make it look and kind of feel a bit more like this here. Or like this here. Or like that. Or like that. How intense would it be for make all the blocks that make up the platform break apart and fall down after a match ends, like a waterfall effect? It would be impossible to make it like actually happen like that. It's all a material effect, right? So I need to actually swap these out with actual cubes and have them follow the gravity. And you can see there's, you know, a lot of them. So that would be a performance hog, as well as impossible to do it from the start anyway. Just from the nature of how the material is made. Now, one thing I do want is, in the King's Court level, to have the map slowly fall off in chunks, probably cubes of like 3x3 by 3. 3 dimensions, 3x3x3. Length with depth. Now, if we want to actually calculate how many that is, we can see here. Nope, not done yet. There we are. It's 4x4 for each of them, so I'll just have a base plate. So there is 8 per tile, and there's 64 tiles, and there's 64 of those. So we're talking about 32,768 cubes, which would probably end up being, I can probably figure out better ways to do it, but it might end up being individual, like if it was physics like this, then it'd have to be individual draw calls too, so that'd be 30,000 draw calls just for the base plate, and then a lot more for this. Oh, I'm stupid. I just realized that when I readjusted the voxel size, I forgot to account for the size of that there, so I have to drop it back down again. Shoot. So I'm gonna have bigger voxels to make it look nicer, but here. And voxel ground. It's currently 150, so it's supposed to be 100. Then offset be 50. And 50. Yeah. So the ground voxels are just a bit more finely diced. I am going to want to change the material though a little bit. So that way it's not the same for each voxel size. So we actually have a semi-consistent level of visibility. maybe remove the bevel for ones under 50. Or 15 under. And just have it be flat. And also probably have like a electrical pulse or something going through them to make them look kind of Tron-y. Okay, so what's next? What's next will be the carpet, let's say. Sure, why not? Let's have it be 24, why not? So add mesh, cube, 24 centimeters, or 25 centimeters. 25 centimeters, 25 centimeters. Zoom in the itty bitty thing. Rotation scale, good. Now let's go into edit mode. Grab the 4 sides and delete them. So I get coughs today, as you can probably guess by now. So we'll select the 2 of you. Go from there and let's have it go down this way. So there we go. Maybe they're a little too small, but oh well. And yes, we are going to decimate this afterwards, so it'll be better performance. Thank goodness for a snapping feature, right? Not be symmetric, so we'll do the same thing going up here, and we're gonna fill in the insides. I'll probably want to have it kind of come down around here. I'll have to remember to remove the doubles there, but that's okay. There. Let's move it over to around here. I'm not sure what that actually is though. Okay, so now let's grab it a little bit there. And grab it there. There we are. And duplicate down. Then I think how I would do it. So I can just do it like this and then cut over. And this is a lot of faces for nothing, but again, they'll be decimated, so why not? Whatever, right? That goes sideways so I can grab it. There we are. There we are. Oh, thanks Unreal Engine for the host. So we're then gonna start filling in the inside here. For anyone just joining us, especially after the Unreal Engine host, we are working on a game that's kind of like chess but on design levels. So it doesn't have to be an 8x8 grid, it could be a, in this case, 64x64 grid. It's kind of get a bit of a voxel art style. There's 3 spawns, so before we saw the 6 o'clock spawn, which comes across the bridge here, there's a 3 o'clock spawn, which is diagonally symmetric. Everything's perfectly symmetric. So if you want to have a competitive game, 6 o'clock versus 3 o'clock on this map would be very balanced, like it would be mathematically balanced. And up here is a asymmetric spawn with a lot of pieces. And we're working right now on the little red carpet to kind of go down here. A lot more pieces, but not as much as the rest of the level if the other team decides to go around and collect. Other teams decide to go around and collect all these. So if they can gang up and get all the pieces in the level, they'll have more than the castle. But if not, then they won't, so it'll be harder for them to break into a well-defended front door, right? But then they would have to have attacked early, or they would have had to have not collected all their pieces or whatever, or had the opponent's team with their 2 kings, unlike one like the other one, go and pick off some extra pieces. Unless they just want to use your 2 kings to make a harder defense by having more control range. Or be aggressive with one of them. It'll end up being balanced out with playtesting, but you get the idea. Then we have a similar level. Well, so there's going to be 3 levels for the demo. King's Court, standard chessboard, even though it's not real chess because pawns can move forward, back, left, or right, or any diagonal, including backwards. So there is a bit of difference in regular chess there. But this is the other one here with King's Court. And the gimmick of this map is it's an 11 by 11 map, but every 10 turns, the level gets smaller. So the outer ring explodes. Sorry, I have a bit of a chest cough last, actually a couple weeks now. So the goal is to rush center. Because if you can keep people out of this little section right here with those 4 disabled tiles, then you'll be in a good position. I'm not going to play a full round, I'm just going to show people what happens when the tile falls. Because probably one of these people are going to have at least one of their kings die. Because AI is not smart enough yet to know about the tile being broken, or about the levels mechanic. I can do this here because it's not going to want to trade out. Oh, it is. Normally it backs off. There we are. So now you see the levels 1 row or 1 ring smaller. So as long as you keep control center, you're going to be fine because you can keep people out of this, especially if you have 2 kings. And how it looks in game for cross streams. So I should do 1 versus AI here, so we're gonna disable the blue spawn. We're gonna disable the blue spawn here, so castle's gonna be empty. So it's just 6 o'clock versus 3 o'clock, so it's here. The castle is now empty. The stables are empty, that sort of stuff. There's no king or queen up here. And you can see what happens in my control range. Excuse me. Over here. So if I grab the king and I move it slowly towards my knights, it's gonna start increasing the control range in that direction, decreasing in this direction, but I don't care because I don't really want to go in this direction. I'll eventually be in range of my knights. And grab one of them now. I can move this one, but can't move this one. Whereas if I move it there, now I can grab this one or I can grab this one, doesn't matter. As long as a move starts and ends on valid tiles, including king's range, then control range, then the move is considered valid. There we are. Let's get back to work. Actually, I probably should have, yeah, an extra one up there. Now, which one were you? Were you the downward facing one or the upward facing one? You were the upward facing one. Good, okay. Well, I guess there could only be the upward facing one there anyway. What? What am I doing? And once again, we're going to decimate the result using coplanar, so it's going to not require all of these. I mean, we only have 1,000 triangles, but that'll be significantly reduced. Well, it'll increase significantly, then be reduced significantly. Okay, so now we're gonna grab. We're just trying to fill in however we can, so it doesn't matter how we do it. We're gonna have to just fill in all the spaces anyway, so. Wait, what happened? Oh. Sure, why not? Whatever. I'll snap it to there, I don't really care. Okie dokie. And now we're up to 3,000 triangles. Now I'm just gonna keep doing that in whatever pattern makes the most sense to fill in the gaps. Hit me. I have to figure out which one this is. Guess downward facing one. Good, you get deleted. Actually, it probably wouldn't matter anyway, because it'd be deleted regardless if it's up or down. But society. Don't know why, but for some reason I got the Into the Wild soundtrack stuck in my head right now, which is particularly weird because I never actually saw that film. And I realized I could just do vector math and actually do it by calculating it, but, you know, if we can just snap, it would be easier. And I'm going to need an extra row on top of this as well. Duplicates 0, 0, 50 centimeters, or 25 centimeters. There we are. What's so important about the square root of -1? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you asking for like an actual algebra question, or is there a joke I don't understand? Equation that changed the world. Root -1 is used quite a lot, especially in signal analysis and stuff like that. I knew you didn't grab properly. Yeah, it's a very important value. It makes a lot of equations that seem impossible be possible just because it can't be represented in real numbers. Probably gonna be a boring stream, just duplicating objects, it seems, but we'll see. Excuse me. Did I already go through the entire album? Oh, it's only 18 songs. That makes sense. Maybe streaming for about an hour, okay. I'll probably be calling it a bit early today, for a couple of reasons. But I started early, so, you know. Hey, Archangel Gaming. Oh, sorry. Broke my own rule, didn't speak in chat. Sorry about that. Uh, 10 minutes early when I'm normally late, still a bit earlier. So what I was trying to say is that I usually don't. I try not to, you know, mention people until they say something in chat in case they're trying to lurk, but accidentally messed that one up. But I don't do that for people who have been here regularly. And I thought you were a regular. Sorry about that. So if you're trying to lurk, sorry. If you actually did want to chat, then hey, you know, talking in chat and I'll know. So the game we're making is like chess, but on design levels. We're adding decorations to it now because the game is pretty well done for a demo. I'll show you the game in a second. Save. So the game I just showed a little while ago is here. Let's do free for all now. 1 versus AI versus AI. Clearly this is not an 8x8 grid of valid tiles. So everything's based on king range, so as you move the king around, you'll see the map start to open up a little bit. And the idea is the bigger your army is, the slower it is, but the more powerful it is. So you have to balance off how many units you pick up versus where you need to be at any given point in time, right? Maybe I'll even have some game modes where you have to get from point A to point B because like the level's getting destroyed, and you don't have enough time to grab everything and move it because the destruction will catch up with you. So you have to kind of choose what you want to bring with you. You can see now this is in range of the knight. This is out of range. That could be an interesting gimmick. Have a level, in case you didn't catch it. Have have a level where you're doing your fighting, and you have to, you know, every couple turns, the level starts closing in on you. So you only have a certain number of turns you can make a move to go forward. So you're going to want to be like, I have a queen, I'll bring the queen up. Oh, I have the knight. I'll use the knight. Oh, I have a pawn. they can die, right? And then you'll also have to balance, because the level's going to keep getting destroyed, you'll have to then balance making sure your army is a bit of ahead of the destruction so that you can have enough turns to get logistically sound against your enemy and you have your good fight before the, wall closes in on you. I'm imagining that level will be kind of long and thin. That could be interesting. Could be kind of cool. And maybe have, like, jumping puzzles for the night if you want to get a power-up of some sort, but... you can't gain range to it or whatever. And you slowly work in this level. You slowly work in towards the castle. Go around a weather vane. Maybe fight the castle spawn. Maybe you fight the 6 o'clock spawn, or maybe you set up the rounds such that 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock are on the same team. So they're both gold, but they're controlled by different people, or even the same person. Am I gonna give the job classes any other job specific abilities? I don't know what you mean by job classes. So we're currently... Hey Big O, welcome to the chat. Welcome back to chat. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by job-specific abilities. I'm thinking of having them have thinking of having the power-up system be, on a per unit basis. So a queen would have her set of power-ups, and knight would have its set of power-ups. I'm not sure if the card will... It's like, you can play it on the knight, and then you can play any of the knight's power-ups, or you have to play the specific one it gives you, or whether there's like red, green, and blue categories, or whatever, right? Oh, you mean like jobs, like unit-specific tiles? That's honestly something I never thought of. Interesting thought. Don't know. It's an interesting thought. Do tiles blow up? Oh, geez, you're not watching the monitor. Currently, tiles do not blow up. The pieces do, but the tiles do not. And that's just the standard Unreal Engine stock explosion animation particle effect. So tiles can disappear if they're not static. Static tiles have to always remain in a certain formation because they contribute to static lighting. So that's could be a problem, right? If you have a shadow for something that no longer exists, right? Particularly since the engine would probably not be able to handle it that well. Seems to be extra mad whenever you try to delete or remove items that are added in the editor aesthetic. Shadow casters. So we're adding these tiles tile by tile. Again, that's not for the material. The material can easily handle it. That's just for ease of use. It's a bit tedious, but it works, so we're gonna keep doing that. And we're gonna decimate it afterwards. Hey, Comrade Headclot. Welcome to the chat. So we're not gonna have, 4,000 triangles. We're gonna have significantly less than that. We need to fill in this gap here. What blender tool is that? It's just duplicate. So I took two planes, which is a cube, but I deleted 4 sides from it, and then just duplicating it a bunch with snapping on vertex. Then we're going to use a decimate modifier at some point. And I realize I can grab a chunk of them and do them all at once, but it's gonna be a bit complicated when we have these angles here. I'm just gonna do it like this for now. Yeah, we're just using the duplicate command in edit mode to duplicate the same 4 triangles over and over and over and over again, and then we're going to combine them using remove doubles and stuff like that. Well, literally that. We're going to use remove doubles. And then we're going to create polygon tool for the flat edges to fill it in like this here. Should actually probably do the bottom here before I start doing above it, because then I won't know what I did already. Now I'm actually gonna do that trick. Because I don't have to worry about getting around corners because it's flat on. Then we're gonna duplicate out here. Then I'm going to go into vertex. Well, I don't know why I grabbed that one. I should grab this one. There we are. Is the game played on one plane or is it like 3D chess? It's played on one plane. There's no, you know, Star Trek-y kind of elements to it. It's just like that. Actually, we're gonna quickly pause for a second, so be 1 second.
Into the night, city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on.
And I'm back. Sorry about that. What's this about Bitcoins? Yeah, so, thank you. Actually, let's do from here. So I can do that, and then that. There we are. First, let me grab you. You.
Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh.
We're gonna delete most of these in the future, but we do need to get some placeholders so we have Urzies to grab on, I should say, later. There we are. So we're slowly getting there. And again, I'm gonna have to shut down the stream fairly soon for a couple of reasons. That's not working, so let's get over here. So mysterious. Right. So I hope I can get the carpet done in time, but might not be able to. Actually, I probably won't be able to. That solved a little bit of my problem. No. That was in face select mode. Grab you down there. There we are. So all that's going to be red tiles, red boxes, I mean. And again, I know we have pretty high triangle count, but again, it's going to get decimated. So all of these are going to disappear. Let's give it another 5 minutes. That will be 1:30 then. So 1:30 plus close down time. We're using the grab tool, not the duplicate tool, of course, because we don't want to duplicate what's already been duplicated. That'll just be redundant. Literally redundant. The hard part is trying to get a... no. Try and get angle that we can kind of see. No, not gonna work. And if you're wondering about the blue lines, it's just the normals of the object. Let's remove that, then go grab. No. Let's select you. There we are. Okay, I think we're at the point now where it'll be quicker just to do it using ones. Again, they're all just separate tiles at the moment, but we're going to combine them, then make them. Of course, I say 5 minutes, and it's already. Let's go for a little bit longer. I'm not gonna finish it all, of course, but yeah. All we have left is the fronts here, this spot there, and this spot there. So I'm gonna call that quits for today. Say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.